I've been meaning to do this for a very long time now, and first of all, before if anyone says anything, I want to make two things perfectly clear. There might be a lighting issue in this, I don't know why. But that's not important. The quality of this is not really important at this point. The second thing, as you can tell, my voice probably isn't the best because I went to a SmackDown show recently, and it's probably better live than what you see taped on Thursdays, which ironically is tonight on Sci-Fi, and I think in Canada it is on Wednesday. But that's not why we're here, or why I'm here. Why I'm here is because of something I've had on my chest for like the past 2 years now. And it's something that I have thought about for the longest time, and that is, will I come back to Wrestler Anonymous or not? I believe a couple years ago in the summer, I talked to Domo and two people that I respect very much, the great Weymouth Mahler, someone that I still love very much with all my heart, and I'll get to that in a little bit, as well as Kratos Crippler and Domo himself. And Domo has done a great job with this game. Wrestler Anonymous. I'm just going to say, in the past year or so that I was around it, it has probably grown more and more each and every day. I think to the point where there are actually people running the companies now, or running the actual belts, or 3 world titles for those who don't know. Use this as an introductory thing for your channel. Probably not the best spokesperson for it, but why not? But anyway, there's 3 world titles. The world, well, there are 3 titles, but they're basically world titles at this point. The Iron Man title, the $1 Million title, and the world title. I don't really know who holds those. I don't really care, because that's not why I'm here. I'm here to address several people in this game for the past few months who have tried to be mean, or have said they've been mean. I left in the summer of 2013. And it was a choice I had to do in my life because, well, let's face it, my career, for people that don't know, it has spanned from back when wrestling was on the eFeds, or on, like, the little write-up boards at that point. I mean, fuck, it was a long time ago, like 2005, where that was still prevalent. And when 1.0 was actually still around and I didn't know about it, and I feel unfortunate about that. But WA has always been a 1.0 to me. It has been the closest thing I could get to 1.0, and I thought about that when Sultans of Slam was still around, and when that was still a thing, and where it is now. And during that time, there were 2 people that have tried to, I don't know if I would say live my legacy, because I don't really have a legacy. At least I don't think so. Everyone thinks I do, but they've tried to be me, and there's 2 people in particular I want to say to them. I don't even know how to say it, because I'm kind of shocked at this point that I would have to do something like this to prove that I am not in this game at all. I mean, I've thought about talking to Domo about it, and that's a bridge we can cross when we get to it. But for now, I have to live my life. We all have lives at this point, but apparently people have been attacking me for the past few months. It has gone from several orgs trying to get me to join their companies, several places like Wrestler Unstoppable, Warlords of Wrestling, and most recently an HCW Hall of Fame spot, which I turned down for one sole reason, and that is the 2 little angels in my life that I love very much. And I promised Mahler that I would never go back there, and that they're trying everything to get me there, and I'm not doing it. In fact, I have not stepped in a wrestling ring for over 2 years. And the only reason I'm doing this is because 2 men, one that has destroyed that relationship with the one I love, and one is just probably fucking crazy. Let's go with the first one first of all. A man who, and I may take what WU calls the manager and the wrestler completely different, but in this case you have to, because this man is probably crazy. I mean, he doesn't have a $1 million body, but he already has a nickel-cent brain. He doesn't have the mental capacity to understand what he is. He thinks he's a Soul Reaper, and he thinks he's the Undertaker, which is the biggest personal disgrace of all, because with the Undertaker back, the actual Undertaker, what he was in this business and what he still is, and now you have this little piece of shit named Matthew Gary trying to walk around and try and be something. And I don't care who he... I don't even know if he remembers me. I don't give a shit. The fact is, you're trying to be me, and you're trying to destroy a name that some people might say I don't even have a name, but nonetheless, you're destroying that. And another man who just recently came back, as far as I know, I am only going with what I've heard and what I have heard from people that I trust that are still in the game. And that's what it is. It's a game. People don't need to take it that seriously. And, I mean, hell, Unstoppable has a bunch of those idiots over there who can't take fiction and reality. Well, reality is, I have never been in the game for over 2 years. I've been retired for 2 years, raising 2 little angels that I've been blessed with by someone I really love very much. But the fact is, because of Matthew Gary, and due to my own generosity of helping EWF a couple years ago, that relationship was gone. And the man that has her, you know who you are, and I respect you enough to say that you are the luckiest man in the world, like I was when I had her. And I'm not going to go into details of that, but I'm just going to say that Matthew Gary is a worthless piece of shit that should have never been born. I don't believe in abortions, but maybe their parents should have learned to abort this one. Because personally, this man is a worthless, spineless, gutless piece of shit that just needs to go away. And the only reason I am saying this is because I don't try to threaten people anymore. I'm much more calmer when I do stuff like this. And the fact is that this man should not be in this business. He should not be in this sport. He should not be in this game, which it is, Matthew. It's a game. It's a video game. It's a wrestling game. You need to learn reality from fiction. And if I'm telling you this, you need to fucking learn it. Okay? Now, Emmanuel, I know him since SOS, and it's different sort of him. He just wants to be me. I think he's idolized me for a very, very long time. He's trying to take my girl, take my wife, take my children, take everything away from me, which he didn't have to do, and he didn't do it. Mr. Gary did, unfortunately. And that's hard on these days like Easter. Well, Easter was a long time ago, and Mother's Day coming up in the States, more or less, than it happened in the UK a couple months ago. But nonetheless, Mr. Gary needs to learn to shut his mouth and just play and make his words mean less and his actions mean more. Same goes for you, Emmanuel. I've helped you along the way over the years, and this is what you do. You say, I am you, or you are me, or whatever. If anything, Domo has the records of who is who in the game. And I don't hold any secrets. I mean, I know I have not been in this game for over 2 years. And it's something that has been eating at me every day to try and possibly take back what is mine. But I know I can't do that. And that is wrong for me to do that, because if I go back, then I don't have these little angels. I mean, there will be people taking care of them. It won't be me. I made a promise to her. I made a promise to Wayne that I would never come back unless necessary. Unless I spoke with her first about it. And personally, for the past 2 years, I've been more happy than I've ever been in my life. I've been happy to be retired. I've been happy not to have the drama in my life. So, personally, and one more thing before I end this. I hear you two are having a career versus career match. I hope there's some kind of Dusty Rhodes finish or double disqualification or something to where you two have to leave forever. And then you'll be just like me, living a life that you should be able to enjoy. Now, with that being said, I don't care if people think they're me, because I know who I am and I know where I am. And she knows that too. But at the end of the day, I am not here to bash any product, any company, anything, because if anything, they're all great. But the fact here is that people need to learn to take reality and fiction and they're took away. And I may have broken the fourth wall this whole time. I don't care. As long as I help someone out, that's what matters. Because when I went to SmackDown a couple of days ago, I actually got to help out the potential future of this business. Little kids in like the second lower row, in the American Airlines Center, trying to help them learn this sport, this great sport of wrestling. And it's a sport. It may be entertainment, but it's a sport at heart. And that's what the wrestling gaming community is all about, is heart. What people need to realize is that people like a Matthew Gary, or a Soul Reaper, or Undertaker, whatever you want to call them, or an Emmanuel, cannot understand. It may be a mental condition, it may be a physical condition, it may be both, it might be an emotional attack or rebuttal on somebody, I don't know. I've studied these cases for several years. I've been in this maybe 10, 12 years now. And I have seen and had anyone see, they've gone, they've came back, they've died, they've risen, their managers have died. Over the years, it's been prevalent with a lot of the people in WWE, and God forbid, fucking Warlords of Wrestling, and SOS and the 1.0 and so on. But the fact is, you need to enjoy your life. You need to get away from that computer and need to learn fact from fiction. And the fact is, if I ever come back, if I ever reconcile, and I've reconciled with her, and I love her very much, and she knows this, but if I ever come back, it'll be a different me. But first and foremost, I'll have two things on my mind: to congratulate the man that has her, and to beat the ever-loving shit out of Soul Reaper, Undertaker, whatever the hell you want to call him, and Emmanuel. But that is just my humble opinion. I can't do any of that unless Domo says it's okay. And when I cross that bridge, I will get there. And I will come back, and I will do what I need to do. But that is not the time or place right now to do that. But what I don't even know how to end this. I mean, because it boggles my mind that someone wants to do this, and someone wants to be somebody so bad that you want to take that name and make it even worse. I mean, what do you get out of this? I don't understand that. I mean, God, I'm a born-again man. I live my life the way I want to live it. And from a wrestler standpoint, it's stupid. Do you see WWE doing this shit? Do you even see, God forbid, do you see TNA doing this shit? Maybe in the near future, but you don't know that. But the point is, you don't even see NXT doing this shit. I can go on and give a million examples. Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, PWG, CZW maybe, but that's beside the point. The point here is, it's a very hard lesson to learn. And Emmanuel and Matthew Gary, I hope and pray that I've helped you with this lesson. And if I have to ever do this again, it'll be on the same place, same time, same channel. We will only see Adam Extreme here. Not anywhere else, here. And I have to stress that point very clearly. And it's probably gone long enough, but you know, you have to make that point. Some people are very slow. People are very stupid. They sit on their hands and they don't understand something. In a world where so much medicine and diagnoses or diagnosi or whatever have gone in this world, saying you're ADD, bipolar, whatever, Asperger's, autism, whatever. They might have it, and I'm not trying to insult them if they do. And I've worked with these cases in the real world as well, when they're very nice people. Not these two idiots right here, but people that have these disorders and disabled, and God bless them. But the fact is, you need to realize that you will never be me. And every time you're going to bring me back, we'll have this talk again when you've sat down in a corner and have calmed down like the good little boy or boys that you are.